Everybody always wants to talk about how Ben Simmons can't do this, he can't do that, he can't do this, he can't do that. Well, let's talk about what he can do and what he did do last night in his return game against Philadelphia. And first, we're going to talk about what he did on the defensive end. Mind you, two-time all-defensive first-teamer in his career. If he can't score on the other end, just know he's going to lock somebody up. And last night, he was switching on Embiid a lot, and I love to see how he was embracing the challenge of it too. Making sure Embiid don't get anything easy. He ain't let Embiid get anything easy. Switching on him every time. Off-ball switch with Kyrie. Welcoming the matchup. Swipe down. Nothing easy. Nothing easy. Because if Ben had folded under this pressure going against Embiid, going against Philly in his first time back, people would have been on his head. People would have been on his head. He really had no choice but to go back at Embiid. Hard foul. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now, mind you, all these other times, he was just letting Embiid get this catch. Not this time. Front it. And that's what fronting the post is going to allow you to do. Because the thing with these passes, they're in the air for so long. And since the ball is in the air for so long, there's more opportunity for your help defenders to come over and get it. But now, this is where it comes to the passer to be able to make the decision, should I throw this pass? And read this help side if they're coming over. And if they are, throwing it with less air on it so then that your teammate could be able to catch it. Put too much air on that one. Kyrie was able to come from the middle of the paint all the way damn near to that corner and get that steal. Now that right here, foul number 2. Now that was a goofy foul number 2. First quarter, about 7 minutes in. That was a goofy foul. But it's these plays that are going to help build his defensive presence going down the stretch. And I'm going to show you that a little later. At this point, he got 3 fouls. That was ugly. But that was foul baiting by Joel Embiid. Gone wrong. Gone wrong. I don't blame him for it. It's a very smart play to make. Ben got 3 fouls, 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So that means anytime Ben's going to come back in the game in that second half with 4 fouls, anybody's going to attack him 2 fouls away from being out. Smart play to make, of course. But Ben Simmons, he's smart. Conscious of what he's doing, puts that hand back. You want to avoid fouls. If you're playing against players who always trying to bait you into fouls, just watch your hands because they're always going to try to find your hands. And if you just watch your hands out, you're going to avoid half as many fouls as you did before. Notice the shot clock. Notice the shot clock. Great clock awareness by Ben, but Brooklyn's got to finish that possession. Great clock awareness. Now, I'm assuming in this position right here where Ben realized that the clock was really coming down because you feel it, one, that you're playing defense for a long time, but 2, notice this. This look up here at Harden, because once you look down, that shot clock's on the other end. So he's going to be able to see both. Sees that shot clock, 6-7 seconds left. Embiid ain't make no move. Just pushes up on him. Makes him take a tough shot. And they forgot the box out. Weren't able to finish the possession. Now, remember what I told you before, how that foul, it was a dumb foul last time? The one at half court where he picked up 2 in the first quarter? It's to get plays like these. But is it worth the trade-off? It could be. It just depends. But by having plays like that where you're really getting up into them, you're being physical, it's going to make them do something uncharacteristic. And now, did Ben Simmons flop on this? Could he have kept his ground? For sure he could have kept his ground. There's without a doubt about it. You see these NBA players fall. If they wanted to, they don't got to fall. It's just to get the call. And that's what you got. That's what they're doing at the end of the day. And that's how Ben was able to get this one. You also saw the zone by Brooklyn. But the thing with the zone is that sometimes you're going to have to break the zone. You're going to have to break the zone sometimes. Now, it's called a zone because, of course, you're playing the zone. You're playing the area. But when the offense is stacked up in a way which there's not a fixed number of players in a certain area, you're going to have to get out of that area and almost match up. Because if not, you're going to get caught lacking like in this situation right here. Now, if we're looking at this play specifically, where should they go to? You just got to count bodies, count numbers. Harden up here at the top. You got 2 on this side. Royce on the at the top. But here, you got PJ right here, high corner, low wing. But then who's Ben guarding? Nobody. So in this case, O'Neal, body, Claxton, body, and then I'll say Harris shift over or Ben shift over and take away that middle. But you also got to communicate through situations like this, because if not, you won't even be able to know. Harris won't even be able to know somebody's coming middle or anything. So it's really on this back line to be able to communicate and really be able to match up. So keep that in mind. If you hoop and you play a lot of zone, keep that in mind. And now let's talk about this offense. Let's talk about the offense. Now, last night, we seen a glimpse of Ben Simmons in that third quarter. But we're going to get to that a little later. But the thing I don't get is that when they guard Ben and Ben is getting into these handoffs, they played in this drop right here. Now, to me, this makes absolutely no sense, because you could easily just switch this and have no problem. You don't need a PJ Tucker to guard Ben, because Ben's not really going to attack PJ Tucker. And if he gets a switch on Harden, let's be straight up. Ben's not going to always go attack the switch every time. And if he does, that's the Ben we see. But as of late, we have not been seeing it. So why put yourself in jeopardy playing this drop coverage when you can just easily just switch this and be set? And by them not switching, it really helps Kyrie and KD as well. I'm going to talk about that too. That's some damn good defense by Nick Claxton. People have been saying Nick Claxton should get traded. They need to upgrade Nick Claxton. I don't think people realize the amount of improvements he's made from last season to this season. He's made so much improvements that it's like he could continue to improve. So are you going to trade him? Will it really be worth it? Imagine what he's going to be able to do in a couple years, in years' time. I know you're trying to contend now, but the way Claxton has matured, he's definitely a good piece to this team. Now, is a Miles Turner better? Yeah. But are you going to get rid of all your picks or draft picks, some of your young guys you got, just to get them? I don't know. That's tough. A challenge. So now you're playing that drop, but you can just switch it and avoid Kyrie from being able to get into that space and get into a shot. To me, it makes no sense that a lot of teams play this as a drop. And all before that third, Ben was so rushed. There are a lot of possessions you've seen like where he would come and roll and he would catch, and he would barely even be able to catch the ball because he's thinking so fast. He's rushing. And now, same thing that some players in the game too. Maybe if you're watching this, you be going so fast, you be thinking so far ahead that you forget to catch the ball. You got to catch the ball before you do anything else. So stay in the moment, stay present, make sure you do one thing, then trust that your instinct and what you see next, and through your preparation, you're gonna be able to make the right decisions. But once you stay calm, you'll be able to make passes on time, on target, and not have to worry about all that stuff. Missed the roll. I talked about this before, but Ben needs to get better at timing his slips, he hits Melton right here. Boom, he comes over because PJ Tucker's coming over. And now if Ben rolls to the rim right here, right now, it's going to be Embiid on the rotation. And if Embiid comes all the way up, lob to Claxton. And if not, he has his little right hand float or hook, whatever he be doing. He be mistiming his rolls. Like, that was way too late.
To that point, in the first meeting in November, without Embiid and Harden, Harris was the go-to option. He had 24 points in that game. Here's Simmons looking to attack.
But the good thing about getting the bucket is that it could right a lot of wrongs. So at the end of the day, if you make up for a mistake and get a bucket, in the course of the game, it's not too big. But in time, if you continue to make plays like that, it's gonna add up. So make sure you make those adjustments. Mistime that roll as well. Came late, even though he got this bucket. Buckets can right some wrongs in the course of a game, but in time it's gonna mess up. So like when they're in the playoffs and you need to get some easy buckets and teams are really locked in, these are gonna hurt. Cause boom, if he goes to the rim right now, Tucker's over, MB is moving left towards the baseline, so this leaves down here in this lane to go to the rim wide open. But he just misses it.
Drives and hits Simmons. Gets into the paint and gets the bounce. So Ben Simmons,
and I'm telling you, Ben is not left-handed. I don't know why he shoots free throws left-handed. I just do not get it.
case you didn't know.
Missed this one too.
Just follow the booze.
Missed this one too.
Simmons back on the floor. In case you didn't
If Curry attacks right now, Ben dives right now, puts a lot of pressure on Embiid. Who do you want to guard? And because Curry would go straight downhill to time that roll, missed it too.
follow the booze, and you'll know
But a bucket could right a lot of wrongs in the course of a game.
be true to the position.
I voted him first too, and I gotta be honest with you. As Simmons
And
finally
then Ben Simmons had what, 10 in this third quarter?
See his fifth assist.
10 in this third quarter?
Here's Simmons with 3 seconds to go. Head of steam, driving the lane, gets the shot up.
That is the Ben Simmons everybody was wondering, where did he go? That Ben Simmons we saw last night in that third quarter, if we see that Ben Simmons for the rest of the season, the Nets have a legit shot at making some noise. They have a real chance at making some noise. Even if he stays the same role player, they've been playing great. But if Ben takes it to this level, he's this aggressive for the rest of the season and the playoffs, the Nets got a real shot. And I'm wondering where this Ben Simmons is going.
It's good. And
He just needs to let this out every single game. Play with the chip on the shoulder every single game. Every single game. And his performance, even if he's going to shoot 60% from the line, 50% from the line, still be aggressive because it's going to take some weight off of Kyrie and KD. Hey, yo, I don't think anybody peeped what he just said. He said, tuck your shirt in, Ben. This is not a Call of Duty tournament. There'd be some real trolls out here, bro. And I know damn well that dude's probably like 45.
what happened?
There'd be some real trolls out here, bro.
Halftime to 9 at the end of 3. Here's Simmons again, attacking.
That's the Ben Simmons we know, and that was the last Ben Simmons bucket we'll see because due to his lack of aggression and his inability to shoot free throws, because I believe it's only because he shoots left-handed, he does not finish games. And so that's the end of this video. Ben Simmons hidden highlights versus the 76ers in his return game. So make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications. Hidden highlight videos dropping daily. Live streams coming soon. Check that link in bio. Make sure you go follow. And we out of here.